Hello everyone, welcome back to our next math lesson together. Before we get started, I checked over your homework from last week. Everything looked good, so we are ready to move on to something new. Um, Before we get started with today's lesson, I want you in our chat area, please type in something that you remember learning about data from last year for me. Go ahead and type that message in there. Anything you remember from last year about data. Go. All right, so Lacey remembers graphs need an x and a y axis. Very good vocabulary. Vince knows that graphs have to have a title. Excellent, good point. Nikki remembers creating bar graphs and that graphs had to have certain parts to make it a good graph. All right, good prior knowledge, everyone. So, before we get rolling here, make sure that you have our data lesson website opened up from our Google Class. I'll give you a second to do that if you didn't do so already. And while you get that set up, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I can show you what we're going to click through today for our lesson. Okay, so where we're going to start is with our introduction. You can see right here we have our objective. We're going to represent and interpret data with an appropriate scale today. We're especially going to be focusing on line graphs. So what I need you guys to do for me is show off what you already know. Type in your name, then go ahead and answer the multiple choice question to see if you already know how to interpret a line graph. Okay, so we've got one response so far. So Nikki's in, Lacey, you're in, still waiting on you, Vince. Then we can take a look at how we did. All right, all three of you, very good. Thank you for answering so quickly. So let's see here. Nikki, very good. Got the correct answer. Lacey, also with the correct answer, very good. All right, let's see how Vince did. All right, perfect. 3 for 3. Very good, class. So yeah, based off that graph, all the other options just did not make sense given the data that you had, right? So the third option there, that week 1 and week 4 had about the same number of deliveries was the correct answer for us. Okay. Um, so back to the website here. The next thing you're going to do for me is you're going to click on the line graph parts. That's the first part of our lesson today. And what you're going to see is a picture of the graph that you just answered questions about. So I've got one part of the graph in red, one in green, one in blue, and then I have that highlighted yellow section in the middle there. What I need you guys to do is I need you to tell me about what parts those represent. We already mentioned the X and Y axis in our chat at the beginning, how we need a title. So go ahead and show me that you already know your parts of a graph. All right, one response so far. 2 and 3 responses. So let's see how we did here. Okay, red. So the red was the title. Okay. Looks like everybody chose that. The yellow was the points in the line segments that represented the data. Very good. The green was the y-axis with the label. The blue was the x-axis with the label. So it looks like we've got our axis straight, which can sometimes be a little tricky. We're going to talk a little more about the y-axis with the label here while I'm still sharing my screen with you guys for the data lesson. You'll notice that what I have in the green box, right, it counts by tens. That was part of our objective today, was to represent it with a scale. Whenever you do a scale on your y-axis, you always want to be counting by the same numbers, whether it's ones, twos, counting by fives or tens. In a moment, we're going to get to an activity, and I'm going to recommend that you keep the scale at 10 for today, counting by tens going up your y-axis. So everybody go ahead and click our link to what we're going to do with our breakout rooms for our learning today. So in this section, here's what you're going to see. Breakout room 1, if you're assigned there, you're going to be looking up the high temperatures for Erie this week, Monday through Sunday. Your job is going to be filling out all of the different colors like you did with the question about the line graph parts. Okay, we need to make sure we have a title, both axis labeled, and then we need what data we're looking for inside of the y and x axis. Breakout group 2, you're doing the same thing for Philadelphia, high temperatures this week. Breakout group 3, you're going to do for Pittsburgh this week. Okay, so in one moment here, I'm going to stop sharing the screen and get our breakout room set up for us. All right, so Lacey, you are going to be breakout room 1. So your job is going to be looking for Erie's high temperatures for the week. Nikki, you're breakout room 2. Your job is looking for Philadelphia's high temperatures for the week. And Vince, you are breakout room 3, and you are looking for Pittsburgh's high temperatures for the week. So what I would do is I would Google weather, however you want to find it, and get your high temperatures for your city for this week. I will check in with you guys within the chat room, or within your breakout room, I should say, in a moment here. All right, Lacey, hopefully you're able to get on Google and find some of your high temperatures already for the week. Once you have all your high temperatures recorded, go ahead and click Breakout Group 1 within our Google website, and then you're going to create the line graph for your city. Make sure to fill in all of those graph parts correctly, okay? I'll check back in with you in a moment. All right, so Nikki, I'm seeing you're having a little bit of trouble joining a breakout room. Go ahead and try and rejoin. I'm going to check in with Vince while you're trying to figure out how to get in your breakout room. Actually, let me go ahead. I'll try and assign you back to your breakout room too. It should be working for you now. And looks like that worked. All right, Vince, hopefully you've gotten most of your data and you're about ready to move on to the graph part. So go ahead and click the breakout room group 3 button and it will take you to your line graph. Make sure you fill out all of those parts that we need for the line graph, please. All right, Nikki. Hopefully, I know you haven't had a lot of time to start looking up your data because it wasn't letting you in the breakout room at first. Once you get Philadelphia's temperatures for the week, click that breakout group 2 button where it says click here in our website, and that's going to take you to the line graph that you're going to start constructing. All right, Lacey, good job so far with your scale, and all of your labels look pretty good as well. Um, Keep going. I see you're getting your dots where they need to be. Don't forget, use that scribble tool up top there to connect your dots once you have them all plotted for me, okay? All right, Nikki, I'm looking at your screen here. I see that you got most of your dots placed. You're almost ready to connect them with the scribble tool. It's right next to the box with the T around it. You got to click that arrow to drop it down, just in case you're looking for it. I'll check back in to see your completed graph in a few minutes here. All right, Vince, it looks like you are our second one completed with the graph. Checking all of your labels, they're looking good. X-axis, Y-axis labeled. You got a title. Your scale counts by 10. And you got your dots. Very good. Connected them with the lines. Perfect. So, Vince, now that you're done with this, go ahead and move on to the exit slip. And once you complete that, you are free to go. Thank you for your participation today. All right, Lacey, very nice work on your graph. Make sure before you're done with the lesson today, you complete my exit slip and I will check it over for you. All right, Nikki, your graph looks like it's complete. Everything correct. Perfect. So just complete the exit slip for me before you leave today's lesson. That would be great. Thank you for participating.